Hello.
Well, hello.
How are you?
I'm back on planet Earth.
How was it?
Beautiful.
Was it?
I'll send you pictures after. We'll chat a bit, but I'll send you some pictures after. There's a bajillion of them, but I'll send you and Anne some of the pictures.
Awesome.
We'll discuss then, but now I'm back on track.
Okay, good. We missed you.
Yeah, I don't know if I missed you guys. I was seeing things. I was like, well, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah. Where is Sean? Oh, he's working.
John had to go meet where our plumber is doing some plumbing work, so we had to go meet him at 8:30 at the condo. So we're trying to move that project along, and it's going super slow. But yeah, it's all good. So
okay.
He's missing the workout. Sex
is Anne joining us?
Anne should be, yes.
Okay.
Maybe she's just late. And Val is still in Argentina. So
okay. All right. So we'll chat after. Thanks.
Okay, so let's start with a nice little warm-up. Take your feet to the width of the mat, sweep the elbows back and make a fist. We're going to start with these good mornings. So when you take the elbows back, I want you to squeeze them into each other so you really feel the upper back muscles engage. Now keep the weight in your heels. Do a little hip hinge. So you're sticking your butt back, but your spine is long. And now you're going to pull in the stomach. And then take the arms forward and connect your forearms. And then take them back and squeeze right where you started. And just keep oscillating here between pulling forward and scooting back. So you really want to make sure you're engaging your six-pack muscle, because you got that little lean forward. Okay, now stand up tall. Take this arm and just put it over your shoulder blade. And then take your right hand and help it get a little further back if you can. So you're feeling a nice little stretch behind the arm. Let's just hold this for a few breaths. It's amazing how tight those itty bitty teeny muscles get. Okay, do the same with the other side. So take your right hand, try to grab for your shoulder blade, and then help it scoot over a little further if you can. And you want to be mindful not to let this shoulder rise up. So try to keep it where it's supposed to be. And then just breathe here a few more times. Nice. Okay, release. We're going to do a little side body stretch. So you're going to take this right arm, reach it all the way up to the ceiling, straight up, not over. Just straight, reaching, reaching, reaching. And now take your right hip, push it to the right. So you're feeling a nice little stretch in that inner thigh of the left leg. And now you're going to take the arm and body over a little bit. But you still want to keep the arm long. Nice. Now let's come back and do the same on the other side. So left arm is going to go straight up. Reach, reach, reach. Now take that hip out. And then reach over. Nice. Now come on back. We're going to take a nice deep breath. Sweep the arms all the way up. Take your gaze, look up. And now let's do a nice slow swan dive down. Push the hips back. And just let the upper body relax. So you're getting the top of the glutes here, getting some release. If you can, you're in a completely straight leg. Now, just unweight the torso. So don't offset any of the weight with your hands on the floor. Now from here, fingertips only, reach them a little forward. You're going to inhale and extend to a flat back. So inch those hands as far forward as you can and try to drift your hips as far back as you can. So probably feeling this right around your armpits. Now your head should be anywhere where your neck feels no strain. And then fold all the way down again. Inhale, extend to a flat back, walk those hands out, drift the hips back. And then fold all the way over again. And one more time, inhale, fingers walk out, get a nice stretch. Also, your lats is probably where you're feeling this if they're tight. And try to keep inching those hands forward as you draw the hips back. Nice. Now, hands to the floor with your legs straight if you can. You're going to take baby steps with your hands all the way to the front of your mat. So we're going to meet in a high plank with our feet far apart. We haven't changed the feet. And now take it to a downward facing dog. Try to drive the heels towards the floor. And slowly come up high on the toes, as high as you can. And now drift the shoulders back forward over the wrists. And let's do that again. Pull through down dog. Heels drop. High on the toes. Shoulders over wrists. Make sure you're keeping that belly pushing up and in. One more time, downward facing dog. Really try to get those heels pushing down. Come back to your high plank. Now you're going to bring the feet 4 to 6 inches apart, so you're in your regular high plank. Make sure we haven't dropped the face, and now you're going to pull through to a down dog. Again, both heels pushing down, you're just changing up the angle here. Now I want you to slow motion start to bend the knees. Nothing else changes with the upper body. Just bend the knees as far as you can. Maybe they can tap the floor, maybe not. Straighten those legs, drive your heels back down. High on the toes, bend the knees. And heels back down. One more time. High on the toes, lower the knees. Back up to your high plank, lift your head. So your neck is long. Nice, hold here for a few breaths. And now we're gonna put the knees down on the floor. You're in your quadruped position with your toes tucked under. So just hold here, take a few breaths. Now keep that belly pulling up and into the spine. As you round your back, look at your knees. Now come onto the tops of your feet and have a seat back on your heels and let your elbows hit the floor, relax your head. Come back up. Round the back. Tops of your feet, have a seat over the heels. Let the forearms get to the floor and come back up. One more time, round your back. Tops of your feet, have a seat, forearms down. Back to your quadruped position, tuck your toes under. Let's come off the knees, just 1 inch. Hold here for 3 breaths. Getting this core activated, ready to work. Okay, back to your down dog. Now it should be easy to have the heels down on the floor because it's a small dog. You're going to bend the right leg so you're up on your toes on the right foot. And then switch. And switch. Little foot therapy, why not? One more time. Now, walk your feet forward to your hands. We're going to inhale and extend to a flat back. And then do a nice slow reverse swan dive all the way up. Flip your palms, reach for the ceiling. Nice. And relax your arms. You're just going to swing them, sway your upper body side to side. Loosen up your wrists. Great. Okay, little balance challenge before we pick up our weights. So take your weight to the left leg and pick your right knee up. Start circling your feet. Now I want you to take your hands and move them out to the side with your palms facing down. Change direction of your circles with your foot. And now switch to the opposite side. But this time I want you to lift your palms to face up. Left knee comes up, circle the left foot. Go the other way. Nice. Okay, relax the arms. Big deep breath. We're going to do a little sun salutation flow. Swan dive it down. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, palms down, step your feet back to plank. Do a little half hover right to your up dog and hold here for a sec. So while you're in this position, I want you to pull in your belly. You're on the tops of your feet and you're just relaxing the legs. A little bit of work for the arms never hurt, right? As we build flexibility into our lower back. So now I want you to tuck your toes under. I want you to lift your hips up and then slow motion, start to move them back over the heels. And once you get as far as you're going to get, try to relax the armpits a little closer to the floor and then come back forward and let your hips come back. So you're right where we started. Only this time we're going to keep the toes tucked under. Try to broaden through the shoulders, crowd your chest. It's all about posture. Draw the belly in, hips come up and go back nice and slowly. You can slide those palms a little further out, maybe open them a little bit wider if that's comfortable, switching up the angle of the stretch. Now, one last time. Come on forward, let the hips come down, get nice and broad through the shoulders. And slow-mo those hips up and back. Slide those palms out a little farther. Nice. Now bring those wrists in so they're underneath the shoulders. We're going to do some cat-cows. So go at your own pace. Keep the belly pulling up and in as you oscillate between cat and cow. Really good to do every day to help keep that back in motion. Low back, upper glutes, upper back. A few more. Okay, come back to a neutral spine. Elevate off the knees. Walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale to a flat back. So fingertips only. Drive the hips backwards. And now I want you to come into a little squat. We're going to warm up our quads. So lower your butt and then go back to that straight leg. Arms are out, so you're still enjoying a little stretch when your hips are up of your side body. And just oscillate between lowering the hips and lifting. Okay, now hold your butt down, bring your arms up off the floor, come into a normal squat. Now come all the way up to standing and reach the arms up to the ceiling. Nice. Hands back to heart. Step your left foot forward. We're going to do this one time with no weights, and then we're going to add weights. So you're in a split lunge, nice and high on the back foot, on the toes. Hands are forward. I want you to lean forward, hands at the heart, lean forward, and now straighten out your front leg. And now bend it. And oscillate between straightening it and bending it while you keep your upper body leaning forward. Just another way to warm up that leg. You bend that knee as much as you're comfortable, but try your best to get it straight each time. Okay, now step your back foot in. We're just going to switch sides. So high up on those toes in the back, lean forward, bend the leg, and straighten it. A few more. Okay, step your back foot in. You're going to pick up one heavy weight. We're going to hold it out in front. You're going to take your right foot back this time. You're in a split lunge. So same setup. Lean forward. Just make sure you're not going to drop the weight, however you want to hold it. Now, if you can, just keep a micro bend in your knee. So you're not as straight as you could be with your front leg, but you got a good forward lean going on. Now rotate your shoulders to the left and then come back and do it again. 5 times to the left, 5 times to the right. Your feet are going to stay in the same spot. Keep your weight close to your chest and maintain that nice forward lean. Okay, here we go, other side. So you're going right, you're going to feel that inner thigh of that forward leg, working to stabilize the body. All those itty bitty little muscles need to stay strong because they protect our knees, our hips. Okay, one more. Now I'm going to have you take the weight in your right hand. So this is a bit of a balance challenge because you want to keep the torso nice and square. You have a micro bend in your front leg. You've got a big forward lean and you're still high on the toes on the back foot. Now you're going to slowly lower the torso. Feel that back of that left leg. OMG. Now come back up. And if you need to limit the range, maybe it's 6 inches down and maybe it's 6 inches up or something close to that. We're not folding all the way down and we're keeping our back nice and straight, nice and long. It's a great way to work your hammies. Just keep oscillating up and down, moving that weight. Now your left arm can be a little bit out to the side to help you balance. Hopefully you're feeling this as much as I am. Oh my goodness. Let's do this 4 more times. I think this leg's going to be pretty happy when it gets to relax for a sec. Okay, step that back foot in. Oh my goodness. Shake out that leg. Pick your weight back up to the chest. We are switching legs. So now you take that left leg back. Keep a little bit of a bend in your front leg. Lean forward. Weight is close to the chest. Rotate to the right 5 times. And if you feel a little unstable, take your back foot and move it out to the left side of the mat a little bit more. Keep that nice forward lean. You want to get into this butt cheek, your core transverse abdominis muscles. Do I sound like Sean? Okay, let's go the other way. 5 times. Make sure you're turning both your shoulders, right? That's the focus. While you have that forward lean. So you're working your upper back, your core, and your leg here all at once. Okay, take that weight to the left hand, right arm goes out to the side, legs don't change. Here we go, down 6 or 8 inches, up 6 or 8 inches. Keep going. And again, if you're limited to weights, you can always hold 2 if you don't feel this challenging, or work a deeper range of motion. Definitely starting to feel this. Hopefully you guys are. Let's do it 4 more times. That hammy and glute is talking. And here's 1 more. Okay. Woo, step in. Shake out that leg. Put that weight down. You're going to grab your Pilates ring or your ball. We're going to have a seat on the floor. We're going to work, oh, and get your band too. So we're going to alternate between inner thighs, outer hips, and upper body. So you got to have everything close by. So here we go. Got to move the ponytail. My head is on the floor. So take that Pilates ring or ball, put it between your legs. Your head is down. Try to get nice and flat on the shoulder blades. So you're puffing out the chest a little bit. While you squeeze in, do a pelvic tilt, which means you're tilting up and pressing the low back into the floor. And then when you open the legs up, release it. So now you've got space between the low back and the floor. And keep alternating between the 2. So it's at least 3 to 4 counts in, and it's the same out. So we are not going like Speedy Gonzalez. Savor this. Make each rep purposeful. So don't forget to tilt up as you squeeze in. Open back out with resistance. It's called working the negative of the move. So you're challenging going in and going out. So we don't have to do this so long before we feel and get results. Okay, so now we're going to switch things up. I want you to squeeze in, keep the low back on the floor, and just go in an inch and out an inch. So those little muscles don't get a break. Squeeze in and keep trying. Now just hold the squeeze. Come up off your toes, so your shins are now active. Just hold the squeeze and hold the toes up. You got this, we're almost done. And we're going to take our bend and move on to our outer hips. But just hold, count to 10 slowly, squeeze with all your might. And release it. Okay. Take your ring or ball, put it in the corner, grab your band, wrap it around your feet, just above the ankles. Your upper body is in the same position it was. Get nice and flat on those shoulder blades. I want you to flex your feet. I want you to move your feet forward till you feel your 6-pack muscle needing to engage. And I want you to hold the belly down while you open up the feet and close slowly. So you're getting the benefit of working your core and hips at the same time. Nice and slow and in control. Really important here to try to keep the feet flexed and your legs completely straight. And if the belly needs a break, you move your feet further in and give those muscles time to just chill for a sec, and then start again. Few more. Okay, I want you to hold it out and go in an inch, out an inch. Now just hold as wide as you can, count to 10 slowly. Nice, release. Take that bend above your knees, don't go anywhere. Bend goes up above the knees. Your feet walk on the floor as close to your butt as you can get them. Pelvic tilt up first, and then peel the back up off the floor, one vertebrae at a time. Now, open the legs and just hold. And now close. So try to go in and out on that 3 or 4 count. Open out slowly and bring it back in slowly, keeping your hips up and your belly down. And if you're coming onto the sides of your feet when you open up, that's fine. Right now we have our feet hip width apart. We're going to switch that up in 2 more repetitions, kind of easing into this. Okay, now take your feet wider apart and open up. Keep the hips up if you can, nice and high. Now bring the knees together so they're squeezing. And then open back out all the way. And bring them in and squeeze. Really activate the inner thighs here and then open back out. So you're just combining both moves together, working the outer hips and the glutes and inner thighs. You're going to do this 8 more times, nice and slow. Then we have the pulse, then we have the hold, and then we move on to our arms. Don't worry, we're not going to forget. So important to work our midsection though. Okay, I'm doing 2 more. Then I'm coming into my big in an inch, out an inch. Here we go. In an inch, out an inch. Stay out nice and wide. Keep your neck relaxed, your shoulders and arms relaxed. Now just hold out. 10, 9, hips up, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. Put that butt down. Just extend your legs all the way straight and let's do a full body stretch. Don't worry about the band being there. Just enjoy this moment. Point your toes, reach your arms nice and long. Spread your fingers wide and then make a fist. And keep oscillating between the 2. Nice. Now flex your feet and point them. Keep the hands going. Do both at the same time. Nice. Now bring those arms all the way back, forward. Bend your legs so you can get rid of the band. You're going to rock and roll up to a seated position. We're going to start out doing some tricep extensions lying down, so you don't have to get up. So take your weights for tricep extensions, 2 of them. It might not be the heaviest you have, I'm not really sure, but make sure it's challenging. If you get too tired, you just start to alternate. So, palms face each other, hands are shoulder width apart, no movement at all between the elbow and the shoulder. Keep your neck long and just keep going. So you lower the weights all the way down to the shoulder and lift them all the way back up. Nice, slow, steady pace so we wear these muscles out quickly. No jerking, no swinging. And you want to hold those weights as loosely, if that's grammatically correct, I'm not sure. Nice and loose, so you don't injure your elbows. A lot of people weightlifting get tight elbows because they're over gripping or sore elbows. So nice and slow and steady, keep going. And again, remember, you can always do one at a time. I'm going to try to get in 8 more. We're only doing this set one time. So do as many reps as you can. And then we're going to transition using the same weights to a lat pull down. So you're going to keep your legs bent. 2 more here. Nice. Now straighten the arms. You can have the weights touching each other. Make sure your wrists stay neutral. Make sure your neck is long, and then take the arms back slowly. Really important here to control it. And then pull it back forward. Try to center those weights right over the belly button. So you're moving them as far forward as you can and as far back. Maybe they can touch the floor. And again, you're fighting gravity on the way down. So try to go nice and slow and keep the pace the same, going up and down. Your ribs, if they're sticking way up, try to bring them down a little bit. Okay, now hold the weights over your chest. We're going to alternate. So open the hands so their weights are not touching each other. Take the right arm back and then bring it forward, and then the left. Much different when the weight doesn't have anything to hold up against. So it requires a lot of muscle control. Try to work the same range you were doing when you had both arms, both weights touching. We're going to do 5 more here, and then we're going to do a nice little stretch for these muscles. One more. Nice. Now, put your weights down to the side. Stay lying down. Extend your legs all the way down along the floor. Take your hands up top, clasp the fingers together. Your arms are straight and they're just going centered over your chest. Now, keeping your fingers and palms clasped, you're just going to take the arms back. Go as far back as you can. Maybe that outer thumb can touch the floor, maybe not, and that's okay. And then bring them all the way forward. So you feel your forearms over your hips. Take them all the way back. And forward. So we got a pretty good pause when we take them back. Pay attention to how good it feels. And forward. And one more time. Okay, grab those weights again. We're gonna do some flies. And then we're gonna stretch and be done. So, your legs are bent when you do flies. Center the weights over the chest. You're gonna open the arms nice and wide. Make sure you have space. Nothing is in the way. Open nice and wide, really control it. Get nice and flat on the upper back. And squeeze the chest as you bring the hands together at the top. So really think about squeezing and activating those muscles. Belly's pushing down. Low back is on the floor. So you're gonna do 6 more. If you need to change to a lighter weight, do it. Or just start to alternate. Again, you got gravity saying, oh, I can help you open up these arms. But you don't want to, you really want to resist. So 3 more here, and then we alternate. So hopefully you're going nice and slow. Now, when we start alternating, it's really important to really bear down with your core, right? Tighten all those muscles. Do one arm and then come back up and then the other. Keep the whole back and hips equally pushing into the floor. So this also becomes a core exercise because you're using weight to try to pull you off your game, but you're not letting that happen. Nice and solid through the body. Five more if we can. Last one. Okay, rock and roll up. Now we get to start our stretches. So move your weights off to the side. We're going to start with a 90-90 stretch. So you're sitting up, you take your front leg 90 degrees, and then you take your back leg and make it 90 degrees. You might want to take a towel and put it under your back knee, especially if it's off the mat like mine is. Now, bring your left hand very close to this left leg in the front so that you're not way over to the side with your upper body, right? You don't want your upper body leaning left. You want to bring the upper body as far right as you can. So you use your left hand to help you do that. Now, look at your angles, make sure you got them going on, flex your feet. You're going to take your right hand down to the floor and you're just going to slide it out as you lower your torso over your leg. And then slide back up. And slide it down. And slide it up. And do that again. Okay, now keep up, lift the right knee off the floor and lower it. And lift as high as it'll go and lower. And lift and lower and just do it one more time. Nice. Now take both your hands out in front, like you're going to do a push-up position with your arms, and then just lower the chest. So this should be able to allow you to get a little bit lower than when we were sliding the arm out. Press yourself back up. Lower back down. Press yourself back up, and one more. Nice. Now flip the legs however you want. You can face the back of your room. Get back into position on the other side. So now you're using your right hand close to the forward leg to keep you as centered as you can be. Slide the left arm out and slide back. Slide out and back and out and back. Now stay up and lift your left knee and lower it as high as it'll go. Keeping as centered as you can. So try not to lean right. 2 more. Nice. Now put your hands in a push-up position. Lower down over that leg. Press yourself back up. Lower down. Work a deep range of motion. So you're folding your chest right over the front leg. Let's do it one more time. It feels so good. Okay. Bring both your legs forward, but keep them bent and keep your feet hip width apart. So you're going to take your hands back behind you. You're going to lean back a little bit with your upper body and then let the knees go to the right and let them go to the left. And just flip them around a few more times. Just a little hip mobility. Good for us. Okay, sit up nice and tall like you're in staff pose. Your legs are slightly open to the edges of the mat. Take your right foot, slide it in. Use your leg muscle to try to push that right knee towards the floor. Keep that isometric activation. Walk your hands forward. When you can't go any further, round your back and just sort of lean forward. Let your upper body go. Your back is in flexion. But keep pushing the right knee towards the floor. Now take your hands if you can, or with a towel, grab onto the back of that left foot. So you're slightly leaning because we had our legs far apart. Now I'd like your face to be just over your left knee. Keep pushing the right knee down. Okay, walk it back up. We're going to do the same on the other leg. So start out with your feet right at the edges of the mats. Slide the left leg in. Using muscle here, you're trying to push that left knee towards the floor as you walk straight forward with your upper body. So your back is in flexion, your head is relaxed. Your forearms might be on the floor, they might not be, it doesn't matter. Now, take hold of the back of that foot. Take your face towards or just above that left knee. Sorry, right knee. Sorry, right knee. Stay here for a few more breaths. Okay, come on back up. Now you're going to take your legs nice and wide. We're going to stay in the same position with your upper body. Start out nice and tall and long, and then walk your hands forward. Keep your spine long and your feet flexed. Now, when you can't go anymore, forearms to the floor, let your head go. Big, deep breaths here. Take those toes, rotate them towards the back of the room with your feet flexed. You can slide your arms further forward or get any more range, go for it. Okay, come on back up. Bring your legs in, shake them out. We're gonna come up onto our toes, nice and high on the toes here, just for a sec. Keep your heels in, don't let them splay out to the side. So you might wanna look down, take a peek. How are we doing? Few deep breaths here. Nice, now come into a full fold, so you're just looking through your legs to the back of the room. I'm gonna have you cross your arms. Straighten out your legs. As straight as they can be. Let your torso just dangle. As is your head. A few more big deep breaths. Nice, take your hands above your knees, bend your legs, come up nice and slow. However you want to get there. Take a nice deep breath. And I thank you so much for your power and strength. We are done. Woohoo! We missed Val and Ann.